This is Andre, and this is his organic vegetable farm. Andre is the third generation of farmers in his family to supply Amsterdammers with fresh, seasonal and local produce, direct from the farm to the city markets twice a week. This is where you'll find me most Saturdays, selecting the best the season has to offer and finding inspiration for healthy and delicious recipes for my Amsterdam kitchen. It's a beautiful Saturday on the Nieuwe Markt. What have you got for us today, Andre? What's nice and in season right now?
The rhubarb is really in season.
Oh, lovely.
And we always start harvest it like around these days, and it's really a recommendation.
And what's special about the harvesting process of rhubarb from a farmer's point of view?
Yeah, rhubarb starts like growing really fast now. It's one of the first things of the farm when it comes like as a new produce, and the rhubarb can be harvested until the end of June. And then it's better to stop because the plant needs the time to rest for the next year to give the same produce.
Okay, so it's quite a small window of opportunity to get rhubarb.
Yeah.
And what is the season exactly for rhubarb?
Like let's say from April till the end of June.
April to June, okay.
Yeah.
I love rhubarb actually, so I'm originally from Yorkshire, and there's, in that period there's always an abundance of rhubarb in Yorkshire, and what we tend to do with it is put it into a dessert like a crumble or a crust or something like that. What's the traditional Dutch way of cooking rhubarb?
We also have the crumbles, but the most typical Dutch way to do it is just cut it in pieces, boil it a little bit, and then you let it cool down with some sugar, and then you have it as a cold dessert. And it's really nice, but nowadays a lot of people do the same, but they add the juice of an orange, especially of a blood orange, to keep the red color in the rhubarb.
And you have blood oranges.
Yes, we have.
Good.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try that actually, because it also sounds like a much healthier version of something to do with rhubarb.
Okay, I just want to tell you about this part of the rhubarb. Because most people, they cut this off and they use this like this inner part, but actually this smaller, this front part is the softest. It's like it stayed in the plant, so this didn't get the weather as much as this part. So if you add this in, your whole rhubarb will be softer.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's important just to clean it and to take it all.
So I think what I do with this, take it home, give it a good wash without rinsing too much of the water off. Chop it up, put it into a saucepan with the juice of half an orange, and also I think I'd put the zest of the blood orange in there too. Cook that for 5 or 10 minutes just to let it soften, and then I'd serve that with some nice honey and maybe some toasted pistachios.
Sounds good.
How's that sound? So what were you telling me about another way to eat rhubarb?
I just learned from a customer that, like, I don't know where exactly, but I thought it was in the Middle East, that they eat the rhubarb with some salt or with vinegar, raw, like as a treat, just like as a candy.
Ooh.
So I want to give you some parts, and then you can taste it.
I'll try it.
So
It's not something I'd usually do, eat it raw, but I juice it sometimes, so that's...
for the juice it's really good also, it has a lot of
so
juice.
it's kind of the same thing, so we go. That little bit of salt, that is amazing.
It's like a treat. And then we can still add some oil. You want to try it?
That is really quite incredible. We've made a discovery here on the market, and Hans next door has donated us a little bit of olive oil and balsamic to try with it raw. Maybe that will work. I think the balsamic will balance out the sourness of the raw rhubarb quite nicely, and oil and salt, always a good combo. I don't think it's come out, is it? Oh yeah. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yes. I think Hans also has to taste it.
That is a perfect way to eat rhubarb.
It's really good.
Raw with a little bit of salt, dipped in some sweet balsamic, perfect balance.
That's
and
it.
so it'd be good in a salad too, right? Chopped up with some olive oil, balsamic vinegar. Just you don't need to do anything with it. Chop it up, eat it raw.
Exactly.
Nice treat. Thanks, Andre.
You're welcome.
Learned something new. I've got one last question for you.
Yeah.
How do you say rhubarb in Dutch?
That's really almost the same as rabarber.
Rabarber.
Yeah, you say it perfectly.
Dankjewel.
Alsjeblieft.